Oh man, what a night of fights last weekend. I'm finally getting around to it. My breakdown of the Volkanovski versus Islam fight card. The whole card was good. It really was. There was a lot of good fights top to bottom. I enjoyed watching all of it. The surprise title fight, I didn't know it was happening until they weighed in and said it was a title fight. Power to them. It was a fun fight too. I couldn't believe that Mick got submitted like that. It goes to show you, if you want to submit somebody, hit them until they want to be submitted. Hit them a little bit more and then submit them. It's just the way that works best for all submissioners. But the main event's what I really want to talk to you about. Volkanovski. I have underestimated is the wrong word. He impressed the britches off me when he fought Chad Mendes all those years ago. The way he was able to stuff the takedown of a wrestler like that, it was truly impressive. I loved watching that, and I've been watching him ever since, like everyone else has. He's had some amazing fights with Max Holloway. I thought he beat Max all three fights, although all three fights I'd be willing to watch again. I would like to watch a fourth fight because those fights are incredible. And Volkanovski had his way with the jiu-jitsu cat from the thug guy who was kind of quiet, Ortega. He had his way with Ortega. Ortega had a choke, but it was a freak choke. He kind of got lazy with defending it, and he got snagged. He got out of it. He has impressed me many, many times. This fight, I picked Islam. I thought it was going to be fairly easy. Islam is the wrestler. Islam is bigger than him. Islam is Dagestani. Never bet against the Dagestanis. It was the way Volk showed up and not only proved that he belonged in that ring with him, I felt won the fight. I did. I thought he won that fight. And if you go by the rounds, if you break it down by the rounds, not just the punch count, because I know round 5 gave Volkanovski a big advantage in that punch count, but if you break it down by the rounds, Islam definitely won round one. That's a hard thing to say. And he obviously won round 4. Round 4 was tricky because he had the body triangle but wasn't doing a bunch of damage and was only kind of attempting chokes, while Volkanovski was doing those back hammer fist kind of thing. Y'all should know the back hammer fists do nothing. Maybe they impress judges, but they don't hurt, they don't bother, they don't do anything. It's one of those things I tell my fighters, that if you're stuck in a body triangle, defend the choke, throw that in there just to try and tell the judges it's not a 10-8 round. 10-8 rounds are stupid, but that's a whole nother video. So round 4 was obviously Islam. Round 3 was a Volkanovski round. It was a good round, it was a close round, but it was a round for Volk. And round 5 was obvious. Round 5 was, I mean, if there was another minute left, he would have finished him easy. I mean, just beat the tar out of him round 5. It was beautiful. Round 2 is the only questionable round. You rewatch that round, Volkanovski was having his way, was throwing the shots, the big kicks, he was coming up with the strikes. He was nailing Islam until about the last minute. Last minute, Islam hit him, had the takedown. It was a good round. Islam finished stronger than he started. But because of the dominance is the wrong word, but because of the amount of strikes and damage given to Islam in round 2, I gave it to Volkanovski. That's where I differ from 2 of the judges. Whichever judge said it was 49-46, goodness, my man. Boy, what fight were you watching? And then you look at the punch count, the takedown defense, and the takedown offense. It was such an incredibly tight fight. Some things I like to brag about now and say, oh my God, Islam's great. Islam shot 9 times. 5 of those takedowns were stuffed. 2 of the 4 takedowns that landed, he got right back up. Volk got right back up. Then 2 of the takedowns he landed, Islam held for a while. I mean, he held for a long time in round 4. And that's one of the tricky things you got to watch when you're reading the punch count and the significant strike. By the way, significant strikes, ignore that unless it helps prove your point. It's a garbage number. They don't mean anything. They're just kind of made up. Right now, you put this on pause. First off, like, comment, share this. Now put it on pause. Go look up what is the definition of a significant strike, and you'll see they don't mean anything. To me, a significant strike is a strike that almost ends the fight, or ends the fight. Like Ngannou versus Alistair Overeem, that uppercut, that was a significant strike. And that's just kind of how I see him. And that's how this should all be viewed. But when the numbers suit my argument, I'll use them all day long, as you should too. But these numbers, the strike count, significant strikes, put them to the side, but the actual strike count was so much in favor of Volk. And every round he won it. He dropped Islam twice. I believe he took him down once, I think. Might have been a punch into a takedown. I don't know if it's counted the same way. But Volk got to show off how good he is. For me, the greatest of all time is George St. Pierre. If Volk flat out won this fight, I would have to reconsider. Volk might take that #1 spot. As it is right now, Volk has bumped Jose Aldo out of my bracket, has bumped Khabib down a spot. Volkanovski is now my #2 greatest of all time. If he gets this rematch and beats, just solidly puts a stamp on Islam, I'm gonna have to rewatch some GSP fights. But the argument for him being the greatest of all time will definitely have been made. So tell me in the comments, did Volk win? Did Islam win? Thank you for watching. Again, like, follow, share, all that. I'm about 1,500 people away from being able to make a little bit more of a career of this YouTube stuff. I'm working on it, as you can see. I got a flag now. I've moved that over. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a black tarp there. I'm going to soundproof the ceiling. I'm going to put some soundproofing everywhere. You might be able to hear the rain. I'm going to soundproof everything a little bit more so I can get in here and just talk with you guys. If you have anything you want to know or see or do, tell me in the comments. I'll put it in the question bin. I'll put it in my suggestion box, and I'll get around to making a video about it eventually. Enjoy your day, guys. Thank you for watching, and hey, we'll talk again real soon.